Brace yourselves for a chilling fight for survival. We're heading to the unforgiving Alaskan wilderness in the gray, where Liam Neeson leads a group of plane crash survivors against a relentless pack of wolves. This intense thriller will have you questioning the will to live as John, a skilled hunter haunted by his past, uses every ounce of cunning to outsmart nature's brutality. Get ready for a gripping journey where survival hinges on facing your fears and the raw power of the wild. Let's see if they escape the icy grip of the Alaskan wilderness, or become another footnote in the fight for survival. Liam Neeson plays John Ottway, an Alaskan who hunts and kills wolves that pose a threat to an oil drilling crew. The existence in these terrible climate conditions is difficult and lonely. Ex-cons, drifters, fugitives, and other misfits who are typically unsuited for humanity are drawn to oil drilling. Ottway explains his intention to take his own life in the letter he writes to his wife Anna on his last day of work. Ottway claims he is not really making a difference in the world and feels aimless. But when he hears a wolf howling from the mountains, he decides against it.
You guys are fucking this up, let's go.
The team, including Ottway, is on board when the plane crashes in a snowstorm the following day. There were perhaps 15 to 20 passengers on the flight, which was only halfway filled. Ottway puts on an oxygen mask and wedges his body between two rows of chairs in an attempt to defend himself. However, the plane's fuselage cracks at one point, leaving Ottway partially outside the aircraft. Ottway sees his wife telling him not to be afraid in a vision. Amidst kilometers of ice, Ottway awakens in the Alaskan tundra. A few meters away, he discovers the wreckage of the jet and discovers Lewandin, a member of the team, critically injured. As Ottway soothes him, Lewandin passes away. Ottway gets himself some thick clothing to keep him warm amid the icy winds and bitter cold. There is no reception for cell phones in the vicinity. Ottway is aware that there is no chance of survival in this environment. Ottway assumes command and assigns the survivors to start a fire. As he does this, the gray wolf that is eating on the corpse attacks him. The gang assumes they are in the wolves' territory after saving Ottway. A wolf pack can cover up to 300 miles in territory, and they will fiercely defend their den. Ottway requests that the corpses be buried so that the wolves won't be drawn to the smell because wolves eat humans.
Maybe I'll turn into a...
You think there's more of them?
However, a wolf pack quickly alerts the survivors to their presence.
Stare right back at you.
They make the decision to alternately watch out for the predators. Later, two wolves kill Hernandez, and the group finds his body in the morning. Ottway proposes that they depart from the crash scene, but Frank Grillo's Diaz concerns his ability to lead. Ottway claims that because the crash site is open to the elements on all sides, they must relocate to a stronger position to ward off wolf attacks. Diaz discovers an emergency wristwatch with a radio beacon while looking for the wallets of their departed co-workers to give back to their families. Ottway discovers the letter he sent to his wife committing suicide. Then the group departs from the location. Joe Anderson's character Flannery, who was already hurt in her leg and fell behind the party, is killed by wolves when she falls through the snow. The blizzard is still intense and causes very limited visibility even in broad frozen areas. When one of the party members notices the wolves getting closer, the survivors flee into the trees and start a fire to try to scare them away. As the group begins to assemble improvised weapons, Diaz threatens Ottway with a knife before being taken out of commission. The pack leader Alpha then sends an Omega wolf to test them, which they kill and consume. Since wolves are the only animals known to exact revenge, the group views Diaz's decision to chop off the cooking corpse's head and toss it back at the pack as an act of defiance. As they sit by the fire, Talgett declares his belief in God, while Diaz informs the company of his atheist views. Ottway says he hopes he could believe, but he is also an atheist. In addition, he reads a poem that his father wrote. As the snowstorm comes, the survivors start to tend to the fire. Burke, who had been experiencing hypoxia, is discovered dead in the morning. The surviving members depart from the camp and make their way to the brink of a precipitous gorge.
The river must be a good size if we can hear it all the way up here. Those trees, though.
After Hendrik sets up a line, Diaz and Ottway cross the canyon. But Talgett misplaces his glasses and fears heights. His foot becomes tangled in the rope, shattering it, and his cut hand starts to flow once more. When he hits the ground, wolves pull him away. Diaz hurts his knee trying to save Talgett but is unsuccessful. The 3 survivors that are still alive go and come to a river. Diaz says he would sooner die there than go back home and live a life that has no purpose. He asks Ottway if dying might make him feel better, but he declines offers of assistance. After they split up, Ottway and Hendrik carry on as a pair. When left on his own, Diaz hears the wolves howling. Ottway and Hendrik are attacked by wolves once more as they continue down the river. Hendrik stumbles into the river while trying to escape and becomes stuck below the water's surface. After Ottway's vain attempt to save him, Hendrik drowns. Ottway, drenched and cold, walks on by himself. Tired and at his wits' end. He stops walking and starts looking through the other people's wallets, carefully placing the pictures of themselves and their loved ones in a tiny pile. He becomes aware that he has wandered straight into the wolves' den when he hears a disturbance in the trees and notices that they are starting to emerge from the tree line. He is surrounded by the pack as he glances at his wife's picture in his wallet before losing consciousness of her and learning that she is suffering from a fatal illness and is currently in a hospital bed. He puts on the emergency wristwatch and armed himself with a dagger and little whiskey bottle shards glued to his hand as the alpha wolf approaches. He finishes delivering his father's poem and then throws himself at the dominant wolf. The conclusion is left unclear as the screen goes blank. After their fight, Ottway and the alpha wolf are shown lying together as they die in the post-credit sequence. Thanks for watching.